So let's see if he can do that again, because he had a fantastic streak in the EPT Cup Americas just a week ago. And in general, has been looking very good in some of the World Team League stuffs. In the upper right-hand corner of Equilibrium, we have Firefly. Back in this time, EPT Asia. And he's up against one of the all-time Protosses. It is Creator in the upper left-hand corner. And this is a fun map for us to start on. The probes are going to head out. Both players going for the high ground gates. This map just feels so big. It feels so wide. I don't know what the rush distance is. I assume it's pretty standardized. Most rush distances are within like a few seconds of each other. We rarely even have maps where it's that much of a difference. But the bases do feel kind of far away from each other. That being said, there are still some good blink possibilities here. Warp prisms can sneak in and be annoying, so it's still important to do all the same PvP things that you'd normally see. Both players playing it nice and safe. No max packs builds here. We did see Firefly play in a PvP against max packs last week, and that was where he ended up faltering. He had a really good set of matches. I'm trying to remember who else he beat. I think he beat like Gumiho and one other very good player. I can't quite remember. But it was super impressive. And unfortunately, he fell to max packs in the finals, but still showed some fun PvP there. It's kind of a wild matchup. And while Firefly did just take down Creator last week, I'm sure these guys go toe-to-toe in this matchup all the time, and there's no guaranteeing victory in PvP. Even Max Pack's the best PvPer in the world falters and falls to people you wouldn't expect him to, just because that's the kind of matchup it is. It's one of the few areas where there are just hard counters. There are just builds that beat other builds, and that's kind of a rare thing in StarCraft 2. But PvP is in my opinion, it's the most strategic of the matchups. I think that's a crazy thing to say at all. There are of course like cheeses and stuff you can do in other matchups to get auto wins against like standard builds or something, but even then most standard builds are pretty safe against everything. I would say Max Packs plays the closest to like a standard macro build that tries to be safe against everything. Everybody else plays something that's it's got some major weaknesses but also some major strengths. And here we see Creator trying to get cheeky with some adepts, 4 adepts heading across. Firefly just walking to the other side of the map, and he's just going to try to get on top of some of this production here. Oh, but the stasis ward at the top of the ramp. Creator is so good. And that leads me to the next point, which is that there's an Oracle heading across as well. Force fields over here, though. Some fresh warp-ins from Firefly. And he's looking pretty good. Ooh, Stalker getting pushed away. But these Stalkers about to come out of their stasis trap. The Firefly still has some stuff over here to be annoying with. He's going to be able to take down this pylon. Whereas it looks like Firefly is going to be able to push Creator away. Stalkers need to be careful here. Firefly is focused on the other side of the map. Ooh, prismatic alignment. The leash range is so good, but not quite good enough to kill that Stalker. Firefly will get out of there. The Oracle helping out against some of these Stalkers. After a lot of back and forth and now a recall, let's take a look at what has happened here. Both players have lost 2 probes, 2 Stalkers going down to 4 adepts and a pylon. So ultimately, better trades here for Firefly. At the end of the day, he is forced to kill his own pylon, evening that up a little bit. But we see how far ahead he is. And he's going to be able to get home with these Stalkers. I don't know why there's a Stalker down here, but just the one Oracle. Because Creator was forced to build that Void Ray to defend his base. So he only has the one Oracle to harass, which is not particularly scary. I wouldn't hate to see Firefly put down a shield battery in his mineral lines. just to make sure his probes are a little bit safer against the single Oracle. But now it's Blink for both players. And Firefly just has more Stalkers. It's 10-4. It's going to be very difficult for Creator to catch up in that Stalker count. And Void Rays can be good. Oh, the Oracle even goes down. Void Rays can be good in defending in like clutch situations. They're solid when they have a shield battery nearby. But once the Stalkers have Blink, once you're trying to take a third base, the Void Ray is just, it's just dead weight sitting up there. It's unlikely to live for very long, and it doesn't do enough damage to really justify its cost and supply usage. And now Creator trying to take a third base, but Firefly is going to hit, actually going to hit right as Creator's Blink is done. Oh, but Creator not able to use that Blink yet. There goes that Void Ray. Still just more Stalkers for Firefly. No matter how good Creator's blinking is, he's only on 4 Stalkers. He just can't do it. And now Firefly has Blink. He's going to force a cancel on this third base while he takes his own back at home. And Firefly is just cementing that lead and really putting Creator in an awful, awful spot here. There's just so little Creator can do to come back when you're on the exact same tech, but you have half the army that your opponent has. Creator's putting down a Dark Shrine that just goes to show you how desperate he really is. Turns on the Super Shield battery to hold on for a little while. Oh, I like this move, though. This is something that Firefly might not think of. He is moving a Stalker this way, but he's not fully checking this third base. We'll see if he recognizes it. It looks like he is going to spot it as he pushes back into the Stalkers. Shield battery holding a little bit longer, but I feel like it's only a matter of time before Firefly just starts sniping off Stalkers. Creator's going to come down here now. The army supply has evened up quite a bit. Firefly's going to focus on that third base. Gets the kill, not even a cancel, just a straight up kill on that Nexus. He's going to lose some Stalkers for it, but he is mining so much better than his opponent right now that he should be able to just keep on warping in. And even losing a few, he's still ahead 4. And a lot of them are back home, so he's got to get back home. His Creator's about to go for an attack. Creator is very desperate right now. He is all in. He's hoping there's no detection. There is an observer out. I think it's just the one. And it looks like it's going to be able to spot this army coming in. It should be able to spot the DT. Oh, it sees the DT moving around. We'll see if Firefly can maneuver this observer to defend. He has no other detection. Oh, no, but the DT comes around the wrong side. If it had gone up this way, Firefly might have missed it. But now, I mean, there's really no chance he doesn't hold against this. And Creator, he's going to take a third base, but it's so far behind. He's going to blink on top of this one-shotting Stalkers. Great focus fire here from Creator. Firefly, though, dodging a few of those Stalker shots. The Super Shield battery keeping some of those Stalkers alive a little bit longer. The DT gets taken care of the second one. Now Firefly has an Immortal out to just help cement his position in this game. Sorry, Officer Bagel is running around with his toy, his new toy in his mouth. And he's adorable. At this point, I don't really know how Firefly would lose this game. I mean, this is a decent engagement here for Creator, but it's not even Firefly's whole army. Yeah, Creator's just going to tap out. As Firefly just has, he's got too much stuff, and that was just the name of the game there for Firefly. He always had more Blink Stalkers. I think in that situation for Creator, maybe it would have worked out better for him if he had just gone for charge and like a 2-base charge lot all in or something. But I don't know. He was so far behind in that Blink battle from the very beginning, and Firefly didn't give him a moment to catch up at all. He was, the moment he realized he was ahead, he just went across the map. You know, started hitting with the Stalkers, forced the cancel on the third. They made another lobby, and then I joined it, and they were already gone by the time I got in there. All right, we got this one? All right, we're good. He's just running around with his toy. So I got him well, my mom actually sent me a window chair for him. It's like sitting right over here. And so I finally put that up, and I didn't realize there was a little toy in there, and it just looked like a little Just like, I don't know, it's like the same fabric as they use for the seat. So I just thought it was like, just like a little toy that would be fun for him to play with. But it for sure has catnip in it because he went wild immediately when I just put the toy on the ground, and he was like, oh. And he is still playing with it. Just running around with it in his mouth. He's got crazy eyes. It's incredibly adorable. Mildly worried he's gonna like break something, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And we'll see how this game goes. We're getting into game 2. Here we are on Oceanborn. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner, up 1-0. It is Firefly. He's still playing for the Starved Camels, but no, he's on Platinum Heroes. That's right. We had this discussion last week. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner for Club NV, it is Creator. Now, both players went for some macro play in that last game. Just going for quick natural bases. And obviously, Firefly with the 4 Stalker pressure ended up doing pretty well against the 4 Adept pressure of Creator. The thing about the Adepts is they don't fight nearly as well. I don't know if I love the 4 Adepts. Like, I feel like you should either go for just 2 Adepts, try to get them in, try to keep your opponent on the other side of the map defending, force them to build a couple of shield batteries or pylons or whatever. And then maybe you can get in, maybe you can just win the game. Honestly, those Adepts get in, usually the game's over. So it's kind of a good, like, give and take, and you don't have to sack the Adepts. You might be able to keep them alive for a while. Or the 8 Adept pressure. I do love the 8 Adept pressure. It requires a much more specific response. It does have the big downfall, though, if you're going to be behind a lot in the Stalker count. So that's when we do see, like, a Robo follow-up after the Stargate. Try to get some Immortals out, things like that, to defend against the Blink Stalkers your opponent's probably going to have. But I think the way it worked out for Creator ended up just... Everything worked out poorly for him. His opponent went for early Stalker pressure instead of just defending with Stalker Sentry like it looks like Creator's going to do here. And that Stalker pressure led perfectly into just having a ton more Blink Stalkers, right? We have a bit of a reversal here. So now we get to see Firefly go for at least the 4 Adept pressure. No Stargate just yet. So he could be going for the 8 Adept I was talking about. Looks like he got the probe kill. And now Creator kind of has to stay at home, right? He's got Stalker, Sentry, Stalker. Yep, he knocked something over. I knew he was going to do it. Crazy cat. Oh, and Firefly with a proxy pylon as well. Here comes Adepts 5 and 6. Now, the thing is, 4 Adepts... Oh, this is going to get scattered by Creator. 4 Adepts, 1 shot's a Sentry. So a couple of sentries here for Creator in potentially dire situations, as they can get 1 shot by half of the Adepts that Firefly's going to have. Is it just 6? No, he's warping into it on the other side of the map. Got that pylon. Creator's moving out here. Ooh, he's going to find that? No, he doesn't find that. He doesn't go far enough. And now the Adepts are coming in. 2 Adepts going to threaten to shade on the backside. It is 5 Stalkers to 8 Adepts here. I don't really know how the math works, but the Stalkers are running away. They do have a shield battery to go back to. And the Adepts are going to be stopped from getting in by the gateway block here. But the Adepts will be chased away. They did kill 1 of the Stalkers, and I think 2 Adepts have died. Just little bits of trades. Nothing too crazy. Creator able to defend. Doesn't take any big damage. Doesn't lose the sentries. And Blink is now on the way. Here's the Immortal for Fireflies, what I was talking about. No Stargate, though, so no threatening the Oracle in the main base. Going to finish that Shade to get a couple of probes here, but that means these Adepts are pretty much guaranteed to be dead. Oh, the force fields are so sick. Excellent force fields there. One of the sentries does go down. So that kind of evens up those trades quite a bit, actually. They're very similar. Creator a little bit ahead. The Adept's going to shade back in. No, just threatening. Just kind of hanging out over here. Trying to stay alive for a little bit. But Creator is moving out. Firefly looks like he wants to take a third base. Definitely going to need the Immortals for that. Creator, I don't know if he knows this pylon's here, but he's checking the corners. He's going to see these two Adepts attempting to warp in and will be able to get the kills on them. There's no way to cancel those warp-ins. Firefly still has these two Adepts alive. They could try to sneak in. Creator is not taking a third, opting for a Robo and a Forge instead. And that means that this third base of Firefly, if he's able to get that up and just kind of hold on here with a very small group of units, he could be in a great position. Creator is going to push out with those Blink Stalkers, and the Blink Stalkers are very dangerous. I don't know if he has enough to quite one-shot these Immortals if they're near a shield battery, but I think he actually could just take this. Where is the rest of this army? I'm trying to look at the army tab here. I mean, this is it. Third Immortal is popping out. The Stalkers are going to blink into the natural to get some probe kills. At the same time, it looks like Adepts maybe snuck in here. Got some probe kills on Creator's side of the map, but it's just 2. And already 6, 7 probes going down on Firefly's side of the map. Firefly losing a lot. And that early third is going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting to get him back into this game economically. He is now down 10 workers. And while he does have triple chrono and triple probe production a little bit before Creator, he's also got slightly better mining, but on the low worker count he has, it's not that big of a deal. But he's got a little bit of time to catch back up. And we see he's already closed that gap a little bit. It's going to be very important for Firefly to keep that probe production up and get to full saturation most ASAPly. Spotlight Council is done, but there's no charge on the way or anything just yet. I do think charge is going to be the choice here for Firefly because he's up against a lot of Blink Stalkers. Oh, his army's a little split. Creator's coming in. And this army down here at the third. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. I'm a little bit worried right now for Firefly. He's got to bring the rest of his units over. The Adepts do shade in, so I guess these units are very useful over here. There's just so little for Firefly. He has so few units. The actual number of units is low. He loses 4 more probes. I'm a little surprised Creator didn't push harder there. The 4 sentries may be a little bit scary, but those 2 Immortals. So much hinges on these 2 Immortals staying alive. And Firefly tries to sneak some Adepts in. Even up that worker damage, and it just doesn't happen. Let's see. Yeah, 14 probes to 7. Oh, hold on. 2 Adepts do sneak into the main base, though. They're going to threaten the shade down here to the natural. They decide to cancel it and instead get a 6th probe kill in the main base. The Prism's still hanging out in the corner. So Firefly finally able to get some damage. Takes that worker lead again after killing 6 probes. His army is getting much better too. His +1's about to finish, so he's a little bit behind in that regard. His Creator has the +2 started and being chrono boosted already, but it's not that big of a difference. Charge is going to finish for Creator, but by the time he gets here, Firefly might have his own charge. The thing is, Creator just has so many more units. And while 5 Immortals is very good, I'm just worried for Firefly. I feel like he's not going to have enough stuff. There are Archons here for Creator. He's got, double, if not more, Zealots out on the ground. We see 75 to 53 army supply. If Creator waits a little while and hits at a nice +2 timing also, he could have that upgrade lead, but it looks like he's just going to come on in. The Archons are not ready for Firefly. He's morphing them now, but he's trying to pull back. The Immortals are out front. That's not where they want to be. The Zealots need to buffer for them. The Super Shield Battery turns on. It gets targeted down and taken out. And Creator, I think he's just going to overwhelm this. There's just not enough for Firefly. He does hallucinate some Archons, which are drawing quite a bit of fire, but the Immortals are just so bad against the heavy charge lots here from Creator. And while the Immortals pull back and survive, Creator's doing so much economic damage at this third base. 20 probes going down, and that is just going to be a GG as Creator ties up the series 1-1. All right, game 3 is going to be on Solaris. One way to get me back to Home Story, bring a chicken. God, I would love to go to Home Story Cup. That's like top of my list of things I would love to do in the StarCraft scene is get to a Home Story Cup, get to hang out on the couch and talk about StarCraft with the nerds, the coolest of nerds, and just hang out with the people there. I feel like I feel like Home Story Cup is the exact kind of environment I thrive in, which is like a bunch of people just chilling. And I mean, it's just such like a hangout vibe that I jive so well with talking about StarCraft with a bunch of people while we like drink alcohol and chill in a basement in Germany. I feel like that really describes my entire vibe, honestly, talking about video games while drinking in a basement. But right now we're not in a basement. I'm actually in a high rise. It's like the opposite of a basement. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner of Solaris, we have Firefly for the Platinum Heroes. And in the upper right-hand corner, we have Clubhead Me's Creator. All right, I'm going to go pick up this curtain that my cat knocked over. He decided to play with the curtain. I knew he would, and he pulled it down. He's going to go move it out of the way. Hopefully the cat learned a lesson about playing with the things I told him not to play with. I knew it was only a matter of time. The bottom of that curtain looked way too tempting. Looked way too much like a cat toy for him to not play with it. I feel like half my casts these days are just going to be talking about my cat. Which I'm not super sad about. It's just going to be all of my fill talking about cat. It's really what I got going on in my life. All right, what do we got here in game number 3? Ooh, that's a Robo Firefly. Getting a little cheeky. Two Adepts going to try to come in here and see if they can't get some damage done. They're looking for the kill on this probe. Oh, Firefly, you know, I thought he was going to go for like a 3-gate Robo. I was expecting a proxy out on the map. But instead, he gets in, gets the probe kill, gets out with one of the Adepts. And he's going to take his own Nexus. So this is just a 2-gate Robo expand. Certainly not a build I see very often. Now looks like the Adept not gonna make it. She'll bite the dust. Creator's gonna take his own expansion here, and he's going for a Stargate opener. This does have me a little worried for Firefly. He is not gonna have many things that shoot up. And there's no shield battery in the main. Firefly seems maybe very worried about a one-base attack. And I mean, Creator is poking with some Stalkers here, but I think this might just be a build order win for Creator. The sentries do get a nice force field off, but it's not enough to kill the Stalker. Oh, third force field has to go down for that. The Oracle is now coming across the map, and again, with no shield battery in the main mineral line and just 3 sentries on the defense, I think this Oracle just wins the game for Firefly, or for a Creator, rather. Creator needs to get into the main. He needs to get into that mineral line. He's going to allow Firefly to warp in a couple of Stalkers here. Suddenly, this Oracle isn't quite as scary. If it had gone straight for the main base, I think it gets like 6 kills. But Firefly very quick on the warp into those Stalkers. Had the warp in available, which is huge. There's always that chance he like warps in on the low ground at the imperfect time. 2 Adepts sneak in though. Creator gets in here with 2 Adepts. It's gonna allow, or it's gonna, I don't know, maybe allow these Oracles to get in and get some damage done. 1 Oracle comes in, the second one a little bit late, but they'll go hang out together. That is 12 worker kills just like that. The Oracle only getting a few. Firefly on the other side of the map is trying to attack in. Zealot buffering very well here, allowing for that super shield battery to be turned on. The force fields have all been used up. Firefly gonna have to leave with these mortals. He is rallying Stalkers across the map. Oh, this could be kind of dicey for Creator. This counterattack. Firefly was looking for a big attack, and he was pretty damaged in it. Stalkers need to focus down this Void Ray, I think. But I don't think they're going to get it anymore. Oh, 2 more Stalkers show up. The Zealots and Probes out here fighting against the Immortals. A lot of Probes going down, but the Oracles on the other side of the map just killing Probes and now killing Stalkers as they warp in. Firefly continuing to pressure, but these Immortals are so low. I mean, is it worth trading the Immortals out here? I feel like letting them get home and get healed up might be the way to go, but he's killing more Probes. Firefly only has 15 workers, though. I don't know if he's killed enough Probes. Another Void Ray comes out, and that is going to kill this last Immortal, and that is all that Firefly has. There's the GG. It felt a little dicey there for Creator for a minute, but ultimately, at the end of the day, he's able to hold, getting a little bit too much damage done early on. I think those 2 Adepts getting in was really what sealed it for Creator. Firefly was immediately all in after that. His army was a little disjointed. It took a while for the rest of those Stalkers to get across the map, so he was taking fights without his whole army there. And it just worked out beautifully for Creator.